Hey guys, sorry about that. We got disconnected there, and yeah, we're not worried about it.
That was awesome.
right in the nick of time. Having technical difficulties in the middle, like the kind of technical difficulties that wipes us off the internet. Really bad. But it is what it is. We're accepting the fact that we're having a technical difficulty, and we're moving on and planning on the future and how we can make sure it doesn't happen again.
And if it does,
bring it on.
what can you do, right?
You can learn from it for sure.
If it doesn't happen again, we're just happy that we're actually able to share with you whatever.
It's like remember we were watching the racquetball, and those guys kept losing the feed.
Yeah, you know what? I remember.
Yeah.
That was. Yeah, they lost it like 2-3 times, right?
Yeah, they kept losing it.
So I wonder, what was it? Was it?
I don't know.
It's not Facebook.
I don't know. I don't know what it could be. Dude, I'm kind of worried about multi-streaming now.
Oof.
Wait, what did I just say?
Were you supposed to say that?
I said I'm worried. Should I be? What do you think?
I don't think you should be.
I don't think so either.
Because we don't know yet. It should work.
We don't know, right?
I mean, all the
we don't know what's going to happen
for it to work are there. I don't.
And if it doesn't work,
we'll find a way to work. Make it work.
Who cares? Don't worry about it.
That simple.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Okay, so I heard that there were some comments being left on the first part of the stream. So
if you don't mind, go ahead and retype them in here so we can. Or
no, I'm gonna go. Oh, this says video interrupted.
But that was from the previous one. Look at the title. That's the first one.
So how can I go back to resuming it? It says it will resume shortly, but it didn't give me an option to resume it. We just started a new one. I probably should have checked first. Anywho, let's see. This is from the first part. Where is it? Right here. Something I've learned.
Thank you.
Okay. We saw that already, right? I learned not to worry because we saw that too. So there wasn't any new comments. I mean, maybe they didn't make it in time.
Yeah.
Okay. But we're back here.
So back to what I said. What did you say, Mercedes?
My sister?
Yeah.
Oh, my mom was leaving a comment.
Oh.
Cuando cambias la forma de mirar las cosas se miras.
Las cosas que miras cambian.
Las cosas que
Wayne
miras
Dyer.
cambian.
Yes,
Wayne
he's an incredible writer.
Well, I got to read that again. Cuando cambias la forma de mirar las cosas, when you change the way you look at things, las cosas que miras cambian.
So when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change.
When you change the way, it's kind of like when you read a book, right?
Mm-hmm.
Once you read it again, you read it from a different perspective because you've read the book, right? And you've got that information, and now you know the information that you got from it is what stood out to you, right?
Correct.
And then you read it again. Now it's speaking to you on a different level, different perspective. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah.
It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense, and I think I know what's happening from previous readings. So the first time you read it, right? So let's just say that your brain is a city, right? And then when you read a book, it's like you're building a new road.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing. That's the first thing when you read the book. So for the first time, so you build the road, and then when you read the book a second time, then you're connecting other roads to that first road you created.
Yeah.
And so it's it's a connection of brains and in the brain, if not brains, of avenues in the brain for communication to flow, and that's what happens. So you're just so basically when you read, you expand your city or your brain.
Your brain city.
Yeah. Your brain city. Aaron, Nicole, we got another.
Hey, Aaron, what's up? How you doing?
Thank you for joining us. What else? What else do we need to talk about?
Where's the thing?
So there's one author that I found well, first I found him, but then I find it interesting on how he describes the worry habit. Maybe you can just in the comments once we're done, we could post the link to the video.
Sure.
His name is Jim Ron.
Yeah.
He just the way he puts it.
You sent it to me, right?
Yeah, I sent it to you. It's in your messages. It should be in your messenger. And so the way he talks about it, to me anyway, the first time I heard it, I thought it was very interesting, and it was very simple to understand and comprehend. So I think it's a.
I thought
It's
I
a
muted
great
it.
video. It's all good. It's all good, man.
Yeah.
So,
This one. Just gonna close that one.
yeah.
Yeah, I was listening. While we were prepping, a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff just stood out, struck me, and I'm just like, dude, I really want to listen and focus on that, and then and really just try to grab as much of the information as I can, because I feel like a lot of what he's saying can really, really help, with self development and getting past the hurdle of being a worrier.
Yep. Absolutely. And so one of the things, or actually, it's one of the things, but there's one tip I want to share. In order for things to start making sense, I think I've listened to this video like at least 10 times. But that's just me. Sometimes I need some sort of, not reformation, but just to kind of hear it again.
Yeah.
And so I go back to it again, and I can't stop watching it till the end. So, but yeah, so I think you need to listen to it a couple of times. It's not that long. I mean, I'm sure you've watched Netflix for hours on end, and
Right.
this is not going to take that long. But if it did, it would be okay because it's for your own benefit.
Right.
So yeah, probably listen to it a couple of times will probably give you a better understanding of how to tackle this horrible habit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. It looks like we got some other people. I want to say hi. Antonio Noe. What's up, amigos? Thank you for joining us. Who else is on there? Aaron. Yeah, we already said Mercedes. Brian is watching.
He told me this for more when I was mad, but it transferred over to worrying as well. Wait, what? Oh, Eric. Eric Reyes told me that we need to calm and clear our mind to be able to find a solution. If we worry, it makes it difficult to find a possible outcome.
True.
Yeah.
You can't think straight when you're worrying.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Or you may actually, if you worry, trying to find a solution, may actually, instead of coming up with the solution, may actually overcomplicate things because of that influence of negative energy that doesn't let you actually see things for what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember my brother Eric, he hardly worried. He was always about
happy.
accepting whatever it was and just moving on.
Yeah.
If it didn't work, it didn't work. If it works, okay, let's make it work better.
I think that's the best way to look at life.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm extremely happy for people like your brother because I know he was young. For people that find inner peace, in their younger years, like, I mean, it's not that I'm that old, but I mean, I wish I learned this when I was 20,
Right.
But still, I'm grateful that I found it. But yeah, I mean, it's really, life is really simple.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. If you're able to smile every day and just Um, just don't worry about
Right.
what could be.
Stop with the expectations, the self-doubt,
Yeah.
the, you know, the worrying,
Yeah.
and, you'll live a life that'll just be like present,
Yeah.
You'll just be present.
Yeah. And actually, there's something else I wanted to mention actually because it might actually so not worrying about things like being it may actually give other people the sense that you're careless, but that's not actually true because with your actions you can show that you're not careless, you're just not
Uh-huh.
willing to get hung up on something that was or that happened that could have had a better outcome, but it didn't, and so who cares?
I've got something.
Yeah.
So let's say, because so here's my thing about worrying. Right, some people feel like you need to be worried about certain things, right? Because that's how you show that you're acknowledging those things.
Right.
Um, and and then sometimes, like when someone's coming at me about either something that was done incorrectly or something that was just not done at all, and even though it had nothing to do with me, or I had no control or responsibility on that part on what was done,
Yeah.
and I just respond with, "Yes, I understand."
Yeah.
Right? I didn't respond with like excuses, or I didn't respond with, "Oh, that wasn't my thing to do."
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, "Right, I understand. I hear you."
Yeah.
And then me being the type of person who doesn't worry, what kind of like I guess the concern would be what are they thinking? How are they perceiving my reaction to what they're saying?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, like sometimes seeing someone worry about something sends the message that they're actually concerned about this task or concerned about this issue, and that they're going to figure out a way to resolve it, if
Right.
that makes any sense.
It does.
And then seeing someone who's not worried about an issue, they might be perceived as,
Careless.
careless,
Uninterested.
uninterested, yes.
Selfish. Or selfless.
Maybe selfless, yeah, more than selfish, yeah.
So,
What do you think about that? Because that's what that concerned me. Like, I was having a conversation with someone, or not really having a conversation, but this person just came up to me and is like, "Well, this is done incorrectly, yada 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 yada." Even though, um, I wasn't I wasn't the reason behind it, or I wasn't the cause of the issue,
right.
and I knew that, but this other person doesn't know that because
Right.
they're not like micromanaging and making sure that each and every person is doing their job. They just know that there's certain people who do this, certain people who do that, right?
Right. Right.
And so when something doesn't go right in this area, all they know is that it could be this person, this person, this person, or that person, right?
Right.
Like
Right.
a specific team,
Certain circle. Yeah.
right? And so my concern was just like, what is he going to think about me, right? Like, how is he perceiving? How is he like seeing my attitude?
Right,
Or
right.
what is he saying?
Your reaction.
Right.
Your input. Yeah.
Because I didn't worry about it. I'm like, you know what? I know it has nothing to do with
Right.
me, but there's really nothing I could do. And I'm not the type of person to create excuses, right? I hear it all the time, dude. I hear it all the time. All the time. People making excuses. Like, this is probably my biggest pet peeve. My biggest pet peeve is people who make excuses for everything, right? Even if it was out of my control, right?
Right.
And I'm late to work, and I had nothing to do with it, even if I left early and something happened
Right.
that slowed
Like an
me down.
accident or
Yeah.
construction, which
Right.
is never the case in Chicago.
I don't even blame that. I don't even use that as an excuse. It's like, I'm late. You know what? I'm late. I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
I'll do better, you know? So that's just me, That's like my biggest pet peeve, and then it's like, and I don't want to be that person, right, that creates all these excuses for anything, which is why I kind of just, okay, you're telling me this, I understand. Now in my head, okay, now how can I fix this, right? Now,
Right.
because I'm big on problem solving, but now I'm probably just going off on a tangent now because we're talking about worrying, right? It's all
It's
kind
all
of like,
related,
yeah,
I
it
think.
is because one thing leads to another, or with the compound effect, it all builds up. But like I said, I just go back to, like, my concern was, how is he perceiving my reaction?
It's none of your business, I
It
think.
isn't, and I know it's not. I shouldn't I shouldn't
Because
I shouldn't worry about it, and it shouldn't be my concern, right? Um, because I know the job that I'm doing,
one, two,
and
it doesn't matter. It's not going to matter if you sugarcoat it or you painted a different picture. He's sometimes once someone has, and maybe I'm being too judgmental, but once somebody has made an impression of you, then it's hard to change it unless they want to change it.
hmm
Unless they're the type of person that are open to see things from different angles. So also, so going back a little bit, I think I wanted to add something you were asking about. You know, like if someone that acts like he doesn't care, or she doesn't care, or careless, or because that they're always in a happy state, or in positive moods, and always smiling. I think if that person is like really just selfless, or it doesn't they don't care. By So I think the best way to identify that is if that person is always there for you, and it's always willing to help, and it's always you know giving you some sort of attention, or spending time with you. I think you can tell that the person does care. It's just that they're really not looking into getting into that, worrying about too much, or being in a negative, mood. So
yeah,
you can tell. I think
right.
you can tell. Based on uh, um, what's the word I'm looking for? On just behavior from
Yeah,
that person. I
right.
think
The tone of voice, body language,
everything, everything. When they
for sure.
they say hi to you, they look you in the eye, they give you a smile, they give
Yeah,
you a
you
hug.
can you can you can pick up. I mean, people are not difficult to read. We've lived our entire lives with people, and so we know how to read people, and we can pick up on their actual intentions versus what they're portraying.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I
Yeah,
agree with you there.
yeah. So the topic is why worry about it.
Yeah, we've got some
Uh,
quite a few
Yeah,
comments.
we got some comments. Why don't we get back to it? I know there's other people watching. Silvia is watching. Hola, Silvia, mi prima. Um,
Oh no,
not
it's
not
in
much.
my world. It's all worry. All I ever do worry is worry.
And I replied to her. I said, please, can you share some more? Um, yeah,
Worry's not good.
that's not good.
Tienen que buscar una solución para
El
al
problema.
problema.
Si el problema
Si el
tiene
problema es
solución,
por qué se preocupan.
si el problema no tiene solución, ¿por qué se preocupan?
Well, it says Seymour. Seymour. Para que.
Yeah, I was right.
Right? Yeah, so, Aaron, I hope you can go back to the beginning and I guess chime in, and also listen to this YouTube video about Jim Ron, and when he spoke about worrying. I know it can our lives are really busy, and situations come up and issues happen and unexpected things happen that we have zero control over, and it doesn't matter what we say or do or how much we pray. It's this is not like you know I don't know how to really say this other than the Bible says, you know, you have your plans and God has his plans. And
True.
and there's a lot more that we can talk about with that part, but we just really have to have faith and trust in ourselves and the people around us, and also just trust in God, and believe that, you know, everything will ultimately work out in the end. This is not the end. We're nowhere near the end.
Right.
So just keep pushing through. All right. Get some more people around you. Get people around you who are positive, and also who are supportive, very supportive. I extend my heart and my hands to all of you. And if you ever feel like you need to talk to somebody, I am here 100%. You can blow my phone up. I don't care. So, because, you know, this is why I do this. And this is why we keep coming back on here. You know, this is our personal time, right?
Yeah.
And we're not looking to gain anything other than just to share our experience, our lives with everyone. And we don't want to share this positivity with you guys, and we want to grow together as a community, because it needs to go around. People need to hear and need to experience stuff like this, because there's a lot of negative stuff going on out there. There's a lot of dark places out there, and we want this to be a well-lit environment for everyone to express themselves, and also to be able to just communicate with everyone, and just share ideas, right, and help each other grow. Which is why the lighting is like really bright in here, you know.
It is.
It's not dramatic. It's not. I'm a filmmaker, right? So I really like the dramatic look,
Like set the tone,
with shadows and darkness and whatnot, because I feel like it's really suspenseful. But in this scenario, I want it. You know, it calls for a much brighter environment,
right.
because that's what the kind of message that we want to come across. And then, which is kind of weird, because we didn't really choose. I feel like these colors chose the live stream.
Yeah.
You know, blue and pink.
Yeah.
Not even blue. It's like a light blue and a pink. If you could say, it's kind of like feminine, right?
It's just a color.
It's just a color, true. Right?
What description or definition you give it to? It's up to you. It's just a color.
Right. But I feel like these colors, you know,
blind people can't tell the difference.
Right.
So,
yeah.
And that's what I was going back to the time awareness. They were aware of time, and that's where we were. So same thing. We separate and label things because we are able to identify them. But like, say for colorblind people, and it doesn't matter whether it's pink or blue or orange. I mean, it's just
right. Yeah.
What do they think about? You know, is it? And so anyway, so it's something in relation to what Brian said is, so we want to be that light at the end of the tunnel for whoever is willing to, let us help them. I guess.
For sure. And if you, go ahead. Sorry.
And sorry, real quick. Un saludo para Morelos. I know we got people from Mexico watching too, so I just wanted to say that real quick, is that way they know.
Yeah.
And that's why I was on my phone here a few seconds ago, so I'm not texting my friends or anything like that. So I was replying to, because I want them to know that we are watching. So yeah, that's cool. Go ahead now. Sorry.
So I wanted to say, or invite you guys, if you feel compelled to share your story, and you want to share it on the live stream, by all means, reach out to us. Or you can just share along the comments, whatever you feel, whatever's in your heart, so that we extend that offer to you guys as well.
And yeah, so Mercedes just shared something real quick. If you go back, Helen was watching. Hola, Helen. She's a coworker, and also Sylvia is a friend of mine. Thank you for joining us tonight and watching a little bit. I hope you're getting something out of this. You'll understand. You'll be fine.
It's human nature. I'm worried right now. Es naturaleza
Humana,
humana se pro,
preocupón.
ya me preocupó si existe.
Si esa
What
palabra
is it?
existe. So she says, I'm worried right now. Right. So
Mm-hmm.
it's human nature to be a warrior. You
Right.
know. So
Because we're aware. We're self-aware. Right. We are aware of our environment. We are aware of so many
right.
things. And so of course it's human nature, but it doesn't mean that we need to accept that
Right.
as a way of living. We because it's not healthy, and the studies have
It's
shown that
not.
it's not healthy.
It's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for the people around you if you have kids. So something I learned 2 weekends ago in my seminar, right? NLP seminar, is so if you're not healthy mentally, you're transferring that to your kids,
Mm-hmm.
and that's going to be their environment down the
Mm-hmm.
road later in life, and they're going to be screwed up, and that's why we see nowadays like families that are messed up, and it's because
It just grows. It just keeps growing.
it keeps on growing. Also, real quick, I wanted to go back to I think Erin shared a little bit more, and so I want to make sure that before she has to go, we look at
There
that
we
and
go.
maybe suggest something. Also, Mercedes shared a quote. Everything from Fernando. It says everything will be okay in the end, and if it's not okay, then it's not the end. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's pretty good.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
yeah, yeah. Well, he's
But
right. She's right. Everybody's right. And so yeah, Aaron. It says, I came in late to your show, but topic is very interesting. I think it's my severe anxiety disorder that controls my worry. Every aspect in life. I don't even leave my house anymore. To be 100% honest, I dread leaving my safe place. I put a good show when in real life it's just a struggle just to give that strong shell to protect others from my deep down worry. Maybe one day we'll get better. I know we'll get better.
yeah,
Those are just
just
phases that we go through.
the fact that you're acknowledging
Yes,
you're acknowledging
that's
this
huge.
this issue, and you understand what it is and what it looks like. It's a big step towards improvement. And I think how you call your safe place, right? Um, I think in one at one time or another, we need to leave that safe place. We need to be uncomfortable, right? Because your mind and your body gets used to your safe place, your safe environment, and then it just wants to stay there, but then it can't grow from there, right? And so it requires having to leave in order to get better. And at least that's in my opinion. That's what I'm
Right.
seeing. And I guess I'm not exactly sure because I'm not. This is not what I do. I'm not like
You're
by
not a
any means a
psychologist?
psychologist. All right, this is just my own opinions, my own thoughts, and my own understanding. All right.
From your own learnings and from your own outcomes.
Yeah.
So I think that it's good if it has helped you. Why not share it? And it might help
Right.
somebody else. I mean, it's obviously it works.
Yeah. Growing up, I was always the kind of person who I even to today I struggle with just keeping to myself a lot. When I'm in a new place, I just keep to myself. I'm quiet. I don't talk to anybody. And then once I feel comfortable, then I start to open up a little bit, right? I feel safer and safer, right? I'll start to open up and I start to just kind of act silly or whatnot. But when you first meet me, like
Yeah.
I'm a closed book,
I used to be like that.
right? And and I've learned over the years that it doesn't really get me anywhere, right?
Right.
It puts on like a really, in my opinion, a bad impression of me when I meet someone new. And then later down the line, they're like surprised, like, "Whoa, where did you come from?" Literally, like when I first met you, you were like a hermit crab, and then now you're like dancing on top of the tables, So, and I don't really dance on top of tables, but that's kind of like the drastic change from when I'm first introduced into an environment to when I get comfortable, and it never really served me well, and so I learned to just you know just to stop doing that, stop closing myself up, and being more open and vulnerable, and then just letting the things come as they go. And if something bad comes, then I'll just do my best to deflect it. If not, I'll just learn from it.
Cool, man. Actually, and I want to go a little deeper into what you just said about getting out of your comfort zone. I mean, I used to be like that too. I was like, yeah, I'm not from here. I
Right.
should just keep to myself, you know.
Yeah.
I got to a point where, so I noticed that I was doing, in the same pattern as you said, after a couple days or weeks or months, then you become more accustomed to your surroundings, your people, or whatever, your coworkers and stuff like that, and so you become a different person, right? Like you
Yeah.
said, so you went from being a hermit crab to dancing on top of the table. So one thing I did that changed everything. I said, all right, so I'm going into a new place, that I'm starting a new job, or I'm, this is the first time I see a client, right? What I did is before I showed up to where I was going to be, I thought to myself, okay, Adrian, please act and behave as if you already know these people from 2-3 years ago. And automatically, I mean, that changed everything. I mean, it's just the way people perceive you. You all of a sudden project yourself as more confident, knowledgeable, um, honest, sincere,
Hmm.
because and that's the only thing I had to do, really, just before going into a place or a meeting or an event or anything. I said, Adrian, this is people, that are, in the same environment as you. Just, you've been around long enough. This is your place. You live in this place,
Hmm.
so just act accordingly. And yeah, definitely, absolutely, that changed everything.
Yeah, and I'm a testimony to what Adrian just said, because when I first met Adrian, I thought he was a wacko. For I'm like, who the heck is this guy? And who does he think he is? Right? I have to admit, when you're a contractor, you're an IT contractor, you become kind of competitive in the field, because it's like we're all aiming for the same job, and so and that's what I assumed, right? When I first met Adrian, that he's like, oh, holding the door for everyone, and smiling, and then just like being very, like, just how he
Like,
described
I knew
himself.
you, right,
Yeah,
from somewhere else.
like, and like he knew who the people there. Like he was just like, I assumed he was acting like when you walk into a store,
Clown.
like you owned a place, like he just said. And then I'm like, all right, I see your angle, and me, what I was just kept to myself,
Yeah.
right? I just
It's like, just leave me alone, man.
right, and I'm just like, all right, whatever. And then, but I can testify to the fact that he's the same person he was the same day I met him. Has not changed one bit, and I commend him for that, because it takes a lot of strength and confidence to be able to just be yourself 100% of the
Yeah.
time, no matter who you're with, no matter
No matter
where
where.
you are, so it's
Yeah.
really cool, man.
Yeah. So I think if you start to practice that, start practicing.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen overnight. I can tell you that much. It takes a little bit of courage. First 2-3 times that you do it, and then you see it work, and then it gives you confidence, and then it'll just become natural, which is essentially what you want it to be. Because also people can tell if you're just acting it up or if you're actually doing it. It's a natural reaction. So yeah, Erin, I think she dropped. But yeah, start watching the video. Watch the video a couple times, Erin, and then just when you leave your house, just go out there and pretend like you're still in your house, but just go out there, for the first couple times, and then
I would just say, I would recommend just being in the moment, right? Be present.
yeah,
And I guess maybe pay attention to more than what's right in front of you. Also, kind of listen and hear, not just see, because there's so much. There's a lot of beautiful things going on around you that we need to also pay attention to, because
right,
a lot of times we just focus in and zone in on our own lives,
yeah,
and we don't pay attention to the beauty that's around us.
yeah,
And then that all paying attention to that helps us to be present, right?
Sure.
Because you're enjoying the moment,
Yep.
which is why like my favorite thing to do is like I remember when in my like 20s when we used to go out to the clubs and dancing and whatnot, we'd get home at like 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, and then the first thing, as soon as you walk out the car, go walk into the house, all you hear is the birds. All you hear are the birds chirping,
Definitely.
you know. And then I'm just like, oh, I could literally lay in the car and just leave the windows open and listen to the birds just wake up, getting ready for a day.
Yeah.
And it was probably one of my favorite things to do. Even in the mornings, you just early in the morning before the sunrise, just listening to the birds, and then that would help me appreciate, you know, where I was at, and also appreciate that I'm there,
Right.
able to listen to the birds. I'm present
Mm-hmm.
to be able to hear and witness and all that stuff. So
Be part of what you're already part of it.
yeah,
Right,
exactly.
what you're part of.
Participate in something that you are already
Supposed to be participating in.
yeah.
Says your mom says todo es práctica. Yep, it's all
Yeah,
practice.
Exactly.
Everything.
Everything like everything is practice.
Everything is a skill, and everything is it takes practice.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah. So
yeah, man.
anything else? You got anything else? What else you got?
I don't think I have anything else. I hope we were able to. I mean, like I said, I'm no professional, you know,
Frank?
shrink or doctor by all
You
means.
don't have to be. I don't think. That's just like I said. Those are.
I'm
just
not qualified
titles.
to give advice, medical advice or legal advice.
Psychological.
But this is just coming from my own experience, my own thoughts. So I could be wrong in some areas, you know.
Oh, real quick. Now that you mentioned medical, once you start into being in that state where you don't worry about things too much, you're more present and you practice. You'll notice that. So this is related to what Brian said. You know, medical feel. So where I'm going with this is that you'll notice that you'll get sick less and less frequent. Believe it or not, it's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just copy and paste it again or share it. Go to your YouTube tab.
I think it might still be here.
Yep.
There.
What video? Come on, Prima, you're not paying attention. Where are you?
Well, yeah, they jump in and out, and you know,
I
it's
know.
understandable. You know, the live stream
Yeah,
is
yeah.
we're still learning the ropes of the live stream and trying to, because people jump in and they have no clue what we're talking about, which is why I try to fill out the description as much as possible. And I think we should. I think we had a good talk today.
We did. We
I think we're
covered
really
we covered good things.
Yeah, but I'm really enjoying the interaction between the audience and us, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot, we get a better experience across the board when you guys are responding and we're able to react.
Interacting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm really enjoying that. It's cool. So it's not just me and Adrian having this conversation, which it used to be just Adrian and I having these conversations. I'm really happy that we can actually bring you guys into it, and then just share.
Share, ask, answer, complain. Well, no, not complain. Don't complain, please. Well, do complain.
You know what? If you have to complain, I'm going to be honest with you. If you have to complain, come right to us. Complain to us, because I'm not. I don't know. I would just want to be careful with what I say because I don't want to sound like a douche, you know,
Right.
Like someone on a high horse or something like that. But please do complain to us. I feel like we can handle it, and then we might be able to help you find a solution to the complaining. You know, we might not find a
But
solution
maybe
to your
reduce
problem.
reduce the complaining. It's got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So if reducing it, it's a good start.
I think if we can listen and then hear where it's coming from, right? Hear it down to the core, find out where it's coming from. And this goes back to the way I think, right? And analytical and breaking things down. And if we can hear it and then find out where it's coming from, down to the core, that we can start changing things there
Yeah. It's
to
easier.
help people realize something that they don't even notice that what's going on.
Yeah, once you identify what you're shooting for, it's easier to kind of hit the target. Because if you're not sure, you don't know, it's going to be hard to identify. It's kind of like when you go hunting. If you see your target big and clear,
Right.
you'll most likely hit it. But if you don't, there's a 50-50 chance.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Oh, what else? You got anything else? Oh man, this is good.
Let me go back into the comments because I was replying.
Yeah, we got some friends here. We got family, friends.
Oh, here we go. Oh, it's all about the 7 dimensions of wellness, my sister says. Each dimension is very important.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Cheetah, for that suggestion, because you gave me that suggestion to talk about that on the show. Last week or something like that. We will talk about it. The 7 dimensions of wellness, I feel like we really have to be prepared for and really have to research and study up on it. But yeah, that's definitely going to be a big one on the show. We might just
we should split it up.
Yeah, I was about to say that right now. We might just
about...
split everything up, and that way we can actually break everything down.
So what I would do, actually, you know what? This is good. What I would do is reply to Mercedes, right, and ask if she'd like to contribute with some info for one of the 7 dimensions or 2. That would be in the other one. No.
Same thing. No.
Doesn't matter. I don't know.
Okay. Where'd it go? I go all the way back down.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what we could do?
Paul?
No, we could pin this. Pin. I know it says at the top.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Boom. Just saying. Just.
That's good. Yeah.
Just caught my attention.
Marisa Reyes Figueroa. Hello, Marisa. Thank you for joining us. It's a good time, actually. It's only 10:45.
Yeah, we're supposed to try out the multicast.
Yeah. Look for the number 7. It's coming right there. Wait. That's fine. Higher Thing Live. Pinned it. Yeah, we pinned it. She says she'll be waiting for it. I'd love if you could contribute. If you could contribute. If you'd like to.
We will, man. Why can't I English right now? English much?
Why can't you think? Okay, don't English. Equatorian, maybe.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm just going to roll it off.
To this episode? With this episode? No bueno. When the time comes for this episode, I don't know.
There we go. Got it. I Englished.
Did you?
I think so.
Do it.
Boom.
Cool.
I think we're gonna need another volunteer, a copywriter. I have a cousin who does that.
Pretty soon we're gonna need a team.
I have a cousin who copyrights.
Does he?
She.
Do you? Does she?
Yeah.
Does he?
I do. She does. Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
And she's been wanting
to
do stuff like this.
To collaborate.
Well, she wants to
help out.
Well, not just
be
help.
Part of it.
Yeah, or just do things like this, like what we're doing,
Yeah.
live streaming, talking to people, being on camera, being in front of the camera.
Okay.
And so this might be the move for you, Cindy. I'm
Ooh.
talking to you.
Wait, she was watching, I think.
Yeah. Is she watching now?
I don't think so.
No, she was watching earlier, but
Yeah.
let me tag her. Her.
¿Quién es? Copywriter? Or copywriter.
She's not popping up.
I think you missed it. You messed it up at the beginning.
No, she's not.
Just
I don't know.
Go back. More. Just send the paste or a space, and then write her name without the at.
It won't pull up nothing.
So at capital C.
It's not gonna do it. It's not gonna. I don't think.
Has she liked the page?
I don't think so. I don't know. That's fine. That's okay. I'm gunning for you, Cindy. Don't worry about it. She'll hear about it. Hey, whoever. Let's see. Whoever's watching, let Cindy know. We're coming for her.
I think your mom is. Cindy está ahí. Estaba.
Estaba, pero ya no.
Wait, go back. Maybe. Wait. Where it says, keep going.
Oh, right there, Cindy.
No, go up. And
Oh, my mom tagged Cindy. Where am I going?
Go up. Look for the green circles or the green.
Oh, when people watch.
Yeah. Oh, right there.
Right here, she joined. It shows join, but it doesn't show she left.
Oh well.
I don't know. We still got to get. Like it says join, but doesn't say if they're.
Still.
Facebook, you really got to work on this stuff, man, because. Like this is our community, you know.
And even if you don't, we still like it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't work on it, we'll like it. We'll still use it.
Yeah. or otherwise, we're taking our services over to YouTube.
Ooh.
What do you think about that?
Ooh.
Come on, Mark.
Ooh.
I thought we talked about this over coffee the other day.
Be careful. He may cut us off.
Right? Again? Maybe he sent me the blue screen.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah,
that was weird. So,
well, we did find this one this time around, so not bad.
Yeah,
I think I just got to clean up my computer. I did install a bunch of just random drivers the past couple of days.
That's not good.
Yeah, I thought I got them all, but nah, that's okay.
Cool.
But good talk, guys. I really appreciate you sticking with us and coming back to watch part 2 of this live stream. If you missed part 1. It's in I'll put the link to part 1 in the description in a minute, or you can just jump on over to a previous video.
Should all be there.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this topic a lot. I felt like it was very productive.
It's really, really good. Yeah. Yep, it was.
Yeah. So, thanks for watching. I think that's all we have for you today or tonight. Friday's around the corner.
Yep.
So I hope you guys are happy, and we'll be seeing you on the next live stream. We're having another guest.
Friday, yes.
Yeah.
We have a special guest. I think you guys will enjoy it. Based on the reaction that we got from when we talked about finance and related topics to finance, we noticed that there was a lot of activity, and I think that means that you guys liked it. And so Friday, our guest is in the finance area. Mm-hmm. And so I think you guys will enjoy it.
Sweet.
A lot.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. So make sure you tune in.
It's a surprise. For
sure, we'll be on 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on the dot. So be sure. Don't miss it. Tell your friends. Share with your friends and families. Share with your other Facebook groups. Where we want to bring a positive message to everyone in the community, and that's all we're looking to do. Be sure to go check out our Patreon page and become a patron of the live stream and help support the cause that we are doing. And it's also on our Patreon. We're doing sort of like the behind the scenes stuff that happens outside of the live stream, when we're preparing or when we're just hanging out, brainstorming ideas, or just meeting with other positive people. We really want you to be a part of that. In order to do so, visit our Patreon page and see how you can support this channel, support the live stream, and yeah, anything else you want to add, Adrian?
Yeah, sure. Even if you don't support us on Patreon, you're still welcome.
Of course.
To enjoy and use and watch and everything. So,
yeah, definitely.
Thank you for sticking with us and sharing this time with us. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for your energy, and we'll see you next time.